All right, welcome back. So this video is about moving large amounts of money out of your brokerage account. Now, this might not apply to you. You might not need this bull run, but you might need it next bull run or the bull run after. So keep it in mind. I've talked about some of these things in the past when I've talked about my portfolio, my plans to sell it off, and limitations and all that kind of stuff. If you have a large amount in crypto, in future bull runs especially, you might run into this problem. So keep this in mind. Try to remember this or find this video next bull run or the one after that if you need it. When you sell a bunch of crypto, or any amount of crypto, you need to pay taxes unless you're in like a Roth IRA. I'm just going to assume you're in a standard brokerage account. So, but you're going to have to pay taxes, right? And you got to pay taxes in a timely manner. You got to get it out to the IRS. Otherwise, the IRS is going to come after you, and you do not want them after you for large amounts of money. It will not be good. So, for example, for me, it's like if I capture long-term capital gains tax rates on my crypto, which I will, the federal tax rate for me for long-term capital gains rates is 20%. Then I got an 8% state rate, so 28%, almost 30. So a little less than a third of what I sell, I'll have to pay in taxes. So I got to move the money out pretty quickly. Brokerage accounts like Fidelity and Schwab have a daily limit for ACH transfers when you're trying to withdraw money out to your bank account of $100,000 a day. And so that's a limitation. That places a limitation upon me. It's like, well, I can only sell about $300,000 a day per brokerage account in order to, get taxes out in a timely manner, pay Uncle Sam, and make sure I'm in the clear, right? So that's the fastest I can do it. Now, if I want to transfer more money than $100,000 a day, Schwab and Fidelity allow you to do wire transfers, which are kind of a pain in the butt. You got to go through a different process, but you can do higher limits. So if you need that, you could potentially do that. But I think an easier option is to, and I haven't done this yet, but I'm going to do this. I see that both Schwab and Fidelity support, the ability to write checks from your brokerage account. So I can request checks from them for my brokerage accounts, and I can write checks. So theoretically, I could write a check to myself from each brokerage account for like $300,000 or $500,000 in a day, right? And move money much quicker than I could with ACH transfers of $100,000 a day, and with more ease than I would if I had to go through like a complicated process to do a wire transfer. So that's an option if you need to do that in the future. I haven't ordered the checks yet for Schwab and Fidelity, so I don't know. I also don't know if they place limits on how much you can write a check for. I don't think so, but if they do, that could be a limitation. But that could potentially prevent you, or it would set it up so that you wouldn't have to set up a whole bunch of brokerage accounts to sell your crypto in a future bull run if you've got a lot of it. Like for me, I've had to set up I've got like 16 brokerage accounts now. I only had 3 6 months ago. Now I've got 16. So I split up my crypto across my 16 brokerage accounts, and I plan to sell from each, and from each brokerage account I can do $100,000 a day of ACH transfers. Ideally, I would also be able to sell checks. That would potentially allow me to sell more of my crypto than previously I had thought. So just something to keep in mind. Again, it's probably not a problem you're facing right now in this bull run, but hopefully it would be a problem that you're facing in the next bull run, or if not that one, the one after. If you just kind of follow the videos, the guidelines kind of that I put out about how to basically roll between and switch between cryptocurrency, high yield dividend ETFs back again, just to crank up your wealth to enormous heights. So it's something to keep in mind for the future, that's a possibility you can do that. I don't know about other brokerage accounts or other brokers, like if they support checks and that kind of stuff and what their ACH limits are. I think most of them that I've heard of are $100,000 a day. I know brokers like M1 only allow you to transfer $50,000 a day, which, like, if you become a millionaire, you want to transfer that out, it takes you 20 days, which is like a full month to get the money out, which is honestly ridiculous. Like, here's what I find ridiculous too. Fidelity allows me to deposit up to $250,000 per day, $250,000 per day. And yet I can only withdraw 100,000. It's like, well, how does that make sense? You obviously support ACH transfers up to $250,000 a day. Why aren't you enabling them for customers? But whatever, that's a different topic, different discussion. Just an oddity that that I noticed out there. All right, that's it for this video. Just some tips for when you guys get to be mega millionaires in crypto, which hopefully you're gonna make it there before the next bull run, and then you can really rocket your wealth to insane heights. And you know, keep these tips and other things I've mentioned in mind for how to set up your portfolio, how to set up your brokerage accounts, how to pay taxes, all that kind of stuff. All right, I'll see you in the next video.